So today, to kick off cult horror movie week, we are watching Kill List, and I have been very excited to finish this movie. I've only seen the first 20 minutes of this. I do know how it ends, unfortunately, but I am excited to figure out how we get to the crazy ending. So this is an IFC Midnight movie. I am obsessed with IFC Midnight, but to start off, let's watch Kill List. So here we have the outside of the case, and you guys know that I like to show you the DVD if it has something cool on it, and it certainly does this time. Excuse me, this ending? This was like a Serbian film with like less rapey, more murder, because like, what the hell? I was duped. What was that? Oh my goodness, that was so good. I'm gonna be right back.
1 week later.
I don't actually know if I'm like mentally prepared to talk about this movie yet, because the ending made such an impact on me. I'm gonna give major spoilers for this story. This is Kill List from 2011. I can't stop thinking about the ending. So I don't know how I'm going to try and structure these reviews from now on, but I'm going to try and do things a little bit differently. Let's start off. I'm going to give you my synopsis of Kill List before we get into anything too deep. So firstly, as you guys know, for this month and this week of this month, we are talking about cults and horror movies that deal with cults. And Kill List is more of a gotcha when it comes to the cult reveal, if you're not paying attention all the way through. Essentially, Kill List is about two friends who are ex-military turned hitmen, who are just kind of hired to execute, literally, a series of assassinations for a group of people. Kind of an unknown client, if you will. But all this is happening in the midst of like family issues, relationship problems. Also, these two men are kind of dealing with a little bit of PTSD, one more than the other, from an undisclosed mission that they were on beforehand. You get a lot of ambiguity with this story, and I kind of appreciate it because it lets you draw your own conclusions, I guess, to little threads in the story. But what I mean by structuring these review videos a little bit differently is I'm going to talk about things I liked and things I disliked specifically, instead of like reviewing the whole film. So the first thing that I really enjoyed in this movie was the score. I thought it was really cool, very eerie, very dark. I love sound, I love noise. I've said it before, I will say it again. I just love little hints of noise that you could pick up on, and this movie had a lot of fantastic nuances that I loved. I really enjoyed the subversion right from the beginning. Okay, so like I said, spoilers for this story. In the beginning, gal's gal, if you will, she goes to the bathroom and she gives us our first glimpse of the like cult. She carves a little symbol on the back of a mirror and takes some of Jay's blood. In my professional opinion, I feel like she was marking the family. But if you just kind of like put that in the back of your mind and forget about it, you're just kind of watching two hitmen take out, you know, other people in this movie. And it's just, I don't know, the way that they subverted that topic, the cult, I thought it was really great. So, like I mentioned, and I don't want to give too much away because I really enjoyed the film and how it played out, but one of the assassinations was of deals with children in a way. But the way that it gets dealt with is so unbelievably satisfying. Another spoiler alert, there is one of the most graphic scenes that is in this movie, is a good old head smashing moment. And when it happened, I was so caught off guard by it that I like got up out of my seat and screamed at my TV because I was satisfied. Like, you don't normally get a payoff like that, and I feel like it was well deserved. So let's talk about the ending. The Hunchback. Let me just draw a parallel for you guys that I thought of the entire time I was watching it. If you guys remember or have seen a Serbian film, the end of a Serbian film is kind of, you know, like it's, whoa, we gotta take a step back after that one, because it does have to deal with a reveal with the wife and the son being brutalized in ways that are not safe for work. So when the ending happens in this movie and we are shown, I'm like really bad at being vague about this because I want to talk to you so much about this movie, but I don't want to ruin too much about this movie if you haven't seen it, because I recently just acquired this on DVD. I had wanted it for so long, so I really knew nothing about it going into it except for like the main premise of the story, and that there was like a cult relation somewhere in the movie. So I don't know. The ending, Jay has to fight a hunchback, and said hunchback ends up being his wife and son. It is revealed that it is his wife and son in a horrific way. But the way that it was revealed with like the white sheet being taken off of their faces and like, I don't know, revealed in that way kind of really made me think of a Serbian film so much. And then like the May Queen, he is crowned and unmasked, and I'm assuming he's being assimilated into this cult, which is absolutely horrifying. But my favorite ending, but this has to be one of my favorite endings, the way that it ends. And it ends with the symbol of the cult on the screen, and then it just goes to kill list, and then you're just left with all of these thoughts about what's going to happen and why, and who were all these people and why were they all involved. And there was just so many unanswered questions, but somehow I was okay with it because the movie was so good all around. I will say, gorgeous cinematography all the way through. Thoroughly enjoyed it. And if you want a full breakdown on this movie, I will direct you and leave a link down below to Ryan Hollinger's video on this, because he does go more in depth about the story. And I just feel like if you are more interested in this story, he gives you more of an in-depth summary. I'm just trying to keep it vague while telling you my favorite parts, I guess. But let me tell you some things I didn't like about this movie. So the ending sequence with the cult was probably only about 25 minutes long, and I wanted more of that. I genuinely just wanted to see more of the cult and why they operate and why they wanted this man to do this string of executions, and I just wanted more of the cult. They were so fantastic and so weird. I don't know, I think that's the only thing I really didn't like about this movie. I mean, the relationship drama was kind of annoying because they did yell a lot, but it did add to the story and it did make you understand Jay's character a little bit more. And is it really a cult film if you don't get full frontal elder nudity? So let's talk about ratings. We are going to rate things this time based on cult vibes, scares, gore, and an overall rating. So for cult vibes, I'm going to go ahead and give it a 7.5 out of 10. And that is only because if you go ahead and rewatch it knowing what you know from the end, there is cult vibes sprinkled all the way through the movie. For scares, I'm gonna go ahead and give it a 5 out of 10. Wasn't too scary, it was way more tense than anything. For gore, I will give it an 8 out of 10. I will proudly give this an 8 out of 10 for that head smash alone. So this is one of these movies that I feel like my overall score, when I add it up to get the average, isn't what I want my overall score to be. The average that I would get would be a 6.5 out of 10, closer to a 7 out of 10. But I feel like this movie, in my opinion, I'm giving it a full-on 9.5 out of 10. I loved it. I want to revisit this because I want to try and notice things that I didn't notice on my first watch. I loved it. I thought it was fantastic. So, if you have seen Kill List, let me know what you thought. If you are going to check out this movie after watching my video, go ahead and let me know, because I would love to know how many of you are checking this out after watching this. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, subscribe for more, check out my main channel for reaction videos, and I will see you tomorrow with my review on The Void. Sayonara, Spooky fam.